What's up, Dream Warriors? Welcome back to another episode of a podcast on Elm Street. I'm Mark,
And Brooke.
and we are finally closing out our birthday month.
Mhm.
We recorded 2 franchise episodes. We did a Patreon special. I think we did that. That
I
was
think
this
it was
month.
this month, yeah.
That was this month. I don't even remember what movie we did.
Dream Warriors.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got baked as fuck and talked about Dream Warriors. And we're closing out the month with a brand new movie. Well, not brand new, but just came out this year.
Mhm.
Canadian gem by a Canadian director. We're doing Infinity Pool,
Yes.
the newest body horror movie from one of the greats' sons, who is making his name in the horror community now.
Yep.
But yeah, before we talk about it though, dive into booze and news and booze,
Let's do it.
news and booze. What have you been? What have you been watching? Or actually, let's start off. What are you drinking tonight? Before I
uh
forget.
yeah. I was gonna remind you, but don't want to be rude. Still drinking Bud Lights, so
Very nice.
not very exciting.
Did you buy 2 for?
They don't make 2 4s in bottles, so it's just 2 12 packs.
What?
Or they
Oh,
didn't have it at the time, at least. I don't know.
okay. News to me.
See, the
There
thing
you
about
go.
the beer store, like I love just getting big cases of beer,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing I like about the LCBO, like the liquor store, is like you can actually see, like go in and look, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like I go to the beer store and like fucking Bill in front of me is like, "Yeah, I get a 2 4 of Molson Export," and it's like these guys have been drinking the same beer for like 25 years. It's
Yeah.
like,
There's no change in it.
you know,
Yeah. They have like a little screen that you can kind of browse through what they have, but
yeah, yeah.
I agree. I like the visual aid of what I'm picking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Great Lakes Brewery's Pompous Ass. Figured it
Very
was
fitting for the
a.
guy that's drinking it.
Oh, wow. Fuck you. I was going to say for the movie. Dick. Because this movie has a couple of pompous asses in it.
Yep.
All right. Well, what have you been watching? I feel like, did I miss something? I feel like we're just, I don't know, moving too quickly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, not really.
Okay. I
This
don't know.
week, wow, can't even screen share.
Oh, fuck. That's what I was forgetting.
What? Fucking,
Hold
oh
on.
God.
Shut up. Here we go. Boom.
As I was saying, uh, um, watched This Is 40. Kind
Nice.
of random, but I haven't seen it in a while, and I don't know. Got high, felt like putting on something funny, so
Mhm.
it's pretty good. It's funny.
It's really
Uh,
long, isn't it?
it is. It's like over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Um, you and me went to the movies together,
Hmm.
and we watched John Wick Chapter 4.
We did.
I feel like it's pretty much like 2 years to the day almost, because I feel like the Batman came out around this time, didn't it? 2 years ago.
No, it was last year.
The Batman was 20.
22, wasn't it?
Was it 22? Yeah, I
No.
guess it was.
Was it? Hmm. I don't know, Brooke. You got me second
Yeah, I
guessing
think you're
myself
right.
now.
Yeah. Anyway, John Wick Chapter 4 is fucking amazing. I loved it. I'm gonna go watch it again with my coworker,
Nice.
probably next week. Amazing.
Gonna cut a hole in the popcorn.
Wow, okay. I watched my 4K of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was telling you, there's like 4 different audio commentaries on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one with the actors. There's one with Toby Hooper and a film editor. And there's one with just Toby Hooper. And there's one with like a cinematographer or like a
Wow,
bunch of people. So
that's
yeah,
cool.
definitely gonna check those out.
Did you watch this one with any commentary or no?
No, just the regular one.
Okay. How was
Yeah.
the transfer?
It was good. I mean, it looked good. It didn't really take away any of like the like old grainy feel. Like they kept all that. So
Okay.
I was happy with it.
Nice.
Watched Pulp Fiction randomly. Great movie.
Mhm.
Rewatched Top Gun Maverick again because Bettina never watched it and bought it in 4K. Wanted to watch
Sweet.
it. So,
How was that
uh,
transfer?
I mean, amazing. And then finally, I got around to watching The Invitation from 2022.
Hmm.
I think all you guys watched it, and I think most of you liked it.
Yeah, it was okay.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know exactly what it was about, to be honest. And it was kind of a surprise, but not really, because the main guy is like looks like what he actually is, it turns out
Hmm.
to be. So I don't know, it was a nice twist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was okay.
it was okay.
Yeah. And that's it.
Nice.
How about you?
Oh, well, to it. There we go. I blasted through all the John Wicks before we went and watched chapter 4.
Nice.
I loved it as well. I thought it was amazing. They did a really good job with it.
Hmm.
And they kind of, we were talking about it in one of our group chats yesterday that now they're saying that they might make a fifth one
Yeah.
after everybody said that they were done with it. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
I watched For All Mankind, which was for my Criterion challenge. It was movies to fall asleep to or something like that.
Okay.
It was really good. It was like I think it was an hour and 20 minutes. It was just kind
Hmm.
of like a retelling of the moon mission and all that stuff.
Okay. So it's like a documentary or is it like an actual movie?
No, yeah, no, it was a documentary,
Okay. Cool.
but it was good. And then I watched Spoonful of Sugar, which is a newish one on Shudder that I've been seeing around Instagram quite a
Mhm.
bit lately. I liked it. It wasn't great, but it was enjoyable enough for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I
And
haven't been
then
on Shutter in a while, honestly.
there's really not that much new that they've added to it in like the past
Mm,
month. Like this is one of them, and then I don't know. They have some older stuff that they've just put on, but I haven't
yeah.
really checked any of it out.
Mm.
That's pretty much it. I started watching Bob's Burgers again, just
Dude, so,
randomly.
so good.
I love it, but
Yeah.
because I don't know, I can't remember what it was. I think I was editing, and I was just like, I don't feel like watching a movie. I'm just gonna throw something on that I don't really need to pay a whole lot of attention to. And then I saw that on Disney Plus, and I was like, "Yep, this is it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do."
Good call.
Um, Other than that, yeah, not a whole lot.
Nice.
All right. As for news, not a whole lot again this week, but there's kind of one thing's kind of cool. The Crystal Lake TV show, which is made by
Mm.
A24. I did not realize that.
Yeah, me either.
Um, they have announced that we will likely see it premiere in 2024. So we still have like at least a year
Mm,
before we see it, which
nice.
is really shitty. I was hoping it was going to come out this year because I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
And even more so now that A24 is doing it. Might be good. And secondly, I have Ryan Coogler, who did Creed and a couple other things. Can't remember what, but he has signed on to do a new take on X Files,
Oh,
which is cool.
that
I
could be
haven't,
interesting.
yeah, I haven't read too far into it. Like, I don't know if it's still going to be um, Mulder and Scully
Yeah.
or if it's going to be all new characters, but I
Hmm.
don't know. It's been 5 years since we've had anything new from X Files, so
Hmm. Yeah, I was never X Files guy.
I was and I wasn't. Like, I had a buddy whose sister was like 10 years older than us. And I remember she had a bunch of the seasons on VHS. And
Mm,
we would always like kind of sneak watch them because we were like
yeah.
5 years old, 6 years old, but we knew that she watched them. So it was like, oh, it
Yeah.
must be cool. Um, and I watched episodes here and there, but
Hmm.
it's a show I wouldn't mind trying to binge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right up our alley. So,
Yeah. I've never seen any episode of it ever.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Get on it, man.
I know.
All
I know.
right. You got me all hyped up last week for all these 4K releases coming out this week.
Yes.
What
Yes.
do we got?
Before we get to that, I did just order two 4Ks myself from Best Buy.
Nice.
I ordered Tar.
Okay.
It's that Kate, is it Kate Blanchett?
Uh,
I think so.
can't remember who it
No, it's not
was.
Kate. Anyway,
No.
I ordered that because I really wanted to watch the movie and heard it's good. And then
Uh-huh.
I ordered Dead Silence on
Oh,
4K. It just
shit.
got
Nice.
a release, I think, a couple months ago, maybe. But
Sweet.
yeah,
Is
so
it a steelbook or?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
that's
So
cool.
for 4K releases this week, so not horror, All Quiet on the Western Front
Oh, that's going
got
to
a
be a
4K
must.
release. I'm definitely going to pick that up. That's gonna look gorgeous.
Hmm.
Um, Batman animated movie, the Doom that came to Gotham. No idea what
Okay.
it's about, but
I've never seen that
yeah.
one.
A Dario Argento movie called The 5 Days.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what that is. It's a Severin release. The Exorcist 3,
Okay.
collector's edition. Oh, Dead Silence. So I guess that is one of them. I guess I spoiled it. And final one, saving the best for last.
Okay.
One of our favorite movies that we've done on the podcast.
We've said that a lot.
I know. I'm just joking, by the way.
Oh.
Rawhead Rex
Oh,
is
fucking
getting a
right.
4K release.
I might actually get that. That's wicked.
I saw that. I was like, wow, like that's awesome.
That's
So,
sweet.
yeah. Yeah.
Is it getting like a wide release or is it like website specific? Do you know? Or
I don't know. That's a good question. It wasn't on Best Buy to pre-order, so it might be like a different way of getting it. But
distributor?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sweet. I kind of really want that.
yeah. I know, right?
That'd be cool to have.
Yeah.
Um, I saw Films at Home. He posted a picture today on Instagram of Avatar: The Way of the Water. It
Mhm.
hasn't got a physical release yet, but the 4K release, like VOD release,
Yeah.
and he was sharing pictures of it, and dude, like, holy fuck, man!
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but
Yeah.
that might be one I have to check
Yeah.
out on VOD.
Yeah.
Because just the
For sure.
pictures that he shared, it was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so vibrant looking. All right. I don't have anything else.
Cool.
Guessing you don't have anything else.
Nope.
All right. Let's cue the theme music and dive into the infinity pool. All right. Starting off the synopsis. James and M. Foster are enjoying an all-inclusive beach vacation in the fictional island of Li Tolqa when a fatal accident exposes the resort's perverse subculture of hedonistic tourism, reckless violence, and surreal horrors.
It's really disgusting. You could just sit there and watch it happen.
Really like this synopsis.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a big punch in the face. The movie is directed by Brandon Cronenberg, who is the son of David Cronenberg. Following in his father's footsteps with the body horror subgenre, He has done Possessor, which was loved by a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a movie that I wish we've done on the podcast, but we just haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And he also did Antiviral, which I've never watched. I don't know anything about
Yeah.
it,
Me
but
either.
coming from him, probably worth checking out. As for the cast list, leading off, we have Mia Goth, who I'm not going to go through her movies because we've already done Pearl and X with her.
Yeah.
Did we do X?
Mm,
No, we only did Pearl.
yeah, we
Did we
did.
do X?
I thought we did both.
Yeah, maybe we did do both. I can't remember.
No, I don't think we did do X now.
No, we didn't. I didn't think so.
No.
Jesus, man, that's sad. All right. But anyways, yeah, we've already done one of her movies recently, and it's Mia Goth. Like, if you watch horror movies at all, you know who she is. Next up is Alexander Skarsgård. He played James. He's in True Blood, The Legend of Tarzan, Big Little Lies, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Next is Cleopatra Coleman, who played M. She was in Dope Sick, A Lot of Nothing, and In the Shadow of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
She looked very familiar, but I've never watched any of the stuff that she was in.
No, she was in the whole series, I'm pretty sure, of The Last Man on Earth. She was in 57 episodes.
Oh, that's right. That's okay. That's why she looks familiar. Yeah. Fuck, I love that show.
That was a hilarious show.
Great show. And lastly, I have Jalil Lesper, who played Albin. He's in Yves Saint Laurent, Human Resources, and 24 Bars. None of which I've heard of.
Pretty sure, isn't Yves Saint Laurent like a perfume or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like the story of that guy.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
But I don't know. I was almost a wrong hole.
That's what she said.
Did you have any honorable mentions or anything?
I did actually. I had Amanda Brugel. She played Jennifer. She is known for, I've seen her from, is Rita on The Handmaid's Tale,
Okay.
who is like, I don't know what their like job is called, but it's like the girl in like the gray and like silver,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
house, not the house, like the housemaid, kind of like the one that helps
Mhm.
out, like cooks food and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like the main one from like the first few seasons that
Okay.
is in the main house that the main chick is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do remember seeing her in that. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it.
That's it? Okay. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, the only people that were like big name actors was Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like maybe a familiar face, but not super popular.
Yeah.
All right, there is a lot to unpack in this movie.
There is, yes.
We were supposed to record this episode 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I convinced you to allow us to take a week off to just kind of decompress and just, I don't know, have a week off.
And I think you needed just to take some time to wrap your head around this movie.
Yeah, and watch it a second time. Because you saw it in theaters, but this is my first time watching it. But yeah, I'm very, very glad we held off on recording it, because after my first watch, I was giving this movie, like, I'm not going to say what I gave it this time, but like I was giving it like a 2 after my first watch. I wasn't into it. It was just something about that week, man. Like I was kind of miserable, maybe. I just wasn't feeling this movie at all.
Yeah.
And I texted you last night and I was like, dude, I'm so fucking happy that we waited.
Yeah.
Because I got a way better understanding of the movie. Erica and I were texting back and forth after I finished it, and we were throwing out ideas of like what everything could have meant.
Yeah.
And now I'm fucking ecstatic to be talking about this movie.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
yeah, before we jump in, obviously spoilers. It just got released in January. It is available on VOD right now. You can rent it right now. I think the physical release comes out sometime in April, I think I saw.
Yeah.
I think like the second week of April. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I bought it for super cheap on Apple TV, man. Like I
I think
bought it
you
for
said it
like
was like
15 bucks.
yeah, $15 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the uncut version, which is
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much it adds, but I know it adds some
It
stuff.
does add something, that's for sure. But it's pretty much like the only one part that I
Okay.
noticed was any different. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
spoilers ahead, so go watch it. Even if Cronenberg is not your kind of thing, it's always nice to support people in the film industry. So
it's also not like it's not like a super Cronenbergy movie. I mean, it is like story wise.
I don't know. I would say some of the visuals and
Well,
themes
yeah,
are pretty fucking Cronenberg.
the themes and visuals, sure, but like the body horror, there's not a whole lot of it in this movie.
No, no, no.
There is some stuff, and there's one scene that I really want to talk about.
Uh,
But it's not like your typical stuff. Like Possessor had way more body horror than this, and like
yeah.
everything David Cronenberg has put out has had a lot more than this one.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I watched this movie in theaters and I was very curious to see the like engagement from the crowd
mhm.
because it was like not a packed theater, but there was quite a lot of people in it. And after the movie ended, like there was a lot of people, that movie was fucking shit. Like, what a bad movie. And I just like laugh. It's like
Mhm.
clearly you've never seen any type of Cronenberg movie or something.
Fucking
Because like
peasants.
even like my fiance Bettina, she didn't really like it that much. And I said, well, I just gotta show you Possessor and maybe you'll like it after. But
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely not a movie for everybody.
No, definitely not.
Um,
Did Bettina watch it this second time with you?
no, she didn't know.
No.
Well, she was like in bed with me, but she wasn't like really watching it. She was
Okay.
reading. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah. Uh this movie makes me not want to go on vacation anymore to Croatia. Um where it was filmed, and Croatia is like one of the most beautiful places in the world, and now I kind of don't want to go.
It was a really nice resort.
It was,
Like
yeah,
everything was
yeah,
gorgeous, but
yeah,
you can have some uh what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You can feel better about it, like knowing that it's fictional at least.
yeah. Like it's filmed in Croatia, but it's like a made up kind of town.
Hmm.
Like it's the way that Gabby described it. Well, I don't know how much she was bullshitting, but like the police will fucking rape you and kill you, and you
Yeah.
can't leave. You're not supposed to leave this resort. Like they have it all fenced off and
Hmm.
barbed wire and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Was this filmed in Croatia?
yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay. Because like
Croatia and Bosnia.
really,
Yeah,
because it had like at the end of the end credits, it had like the whole Ontario film thing and all this shit. So I wasn't sure if it was obviously it wouldn't be filmed in Ontario. Like
no,
this is oceanside fucking beaches and
yeah,
shit like that.
yeah, yeah.
But
And my coworker, he's doing a big Croatia trip. Like he's from Bosnia. He came to Canada in the early '90s,
okay.
and like he's doing a big Croatia trip, and like he has all these towns mapped out, and said, yeah, it was filmed in this town. He's like, dude, that's our last stop. I was like,
Oh shit.
dude, you gotta watch this movie before you go, then, just so you can
Or
kind of,
don't watch it.
yeah, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, Gabby and James, or not Gabby and James, Em and James are husband and wife. They go to this like resort.
Mhm.
And something I caught on this watch that I don't know if you caught, it's very quick, but whenever it opens with James and them like getting their breakfast and stuff, and whenever
Mhm.
James is getting this plate and then walking back to his table. In the corner of the screen, you can see Albin and Gabby watching him go in front of their table
Really?
and sit down. Yeah.
Okay. No, I missed that.
Yeah. I missed it the first time too, and then I noticed it this second watch.
Okay.
So they definitely like eyed
Hmm.
him in that scene, I think, and kind of like maybe did the research from then as to like, okay, this is the guy that we're gonna fuck with.
Yeah. Did like a reverse Google search on his face and shit.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that, but at the end, like Gabby says, like, oh, like you were very hard to find and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she rips his life apart at the end.
yeah. But I don't know why like they chose him.
I don't know either. I really don't. I don't know if like it didn't seem like a very busy resort either.
And like they didn't have intentions of getting M in on it, right?
I don't think so because like Gabby was very focused on him.
Yeah, and like these other couples that they're there with, there's like I think two other couples, I think.
Yeah.
They were in on it too, of like this kind of group who discovered this resort and the things that happen there.
Hmm.
So it's like, how did they all come together? How did they choose Em and James?
Well, I feel like they all kind of oh, maybe they don't. I don't I was under the impression that they were all like close friends. Like it was like a close knit like friend group that went on
Mm-hmm.
vacation with each other often.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never got the impression that they met there on one of their previous trips or anything like that.
Okay, that's what I got.
Maybe they did, I don't know, but
That they all met at this resort. They've been coming here for years. Like that, they do say that in the movie at one point.
mhm.
But yeah, yeah. So James is an author. Her husband is Albin, and they go out to dinner with M and James, and they're kind of like getting to know everybody a little bit. Gabby is like obsessed with James, like he's an author, she's read his book,
Mhm.
and then she says like she's an actress, and it's kind of like a weird but funny scene, kind of.
It's so awkward, man.
It
So
is,
awkward.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, because like, yeah, she's like an actress who like does commercials who doesn't get the product, and she's
Hmm.
like trying to butter bread and she can't do it. She's like, can't do it. It's impossible. Like the knife doesn't work. And like her like accent in this is like very weird. Like I don't know exactly what she was going for, but
Hmm.
I don't know, it just kind of works for me.
Yeah. Um, when she first spoke, it threw me off because I've honestly forgot that Mae Goth was British.
Mhm.
Because like we've gotten so used to seeing her in X and Pearl, where she has this like deep South like drawl to her,
Yeah.
right? And like that seems so natural, and her accent in this movie almost seemed like it was
Mhm.
forced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's just because it's just something that we're not used to.
Yeah. Yeah. And like she really is an actress because she's just pretending to do all this shit, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. So yeah, they meet up the next day. Emma is very like preserved and like scared to not scared, but she's like
Withdrawn.
withdrawn, doesn't want to go out with them. Like, you just met these two and now you're gonna leave the resort. Like, you're not even supposed to leave the resort.
Mm.
And James is kind of like, oh, let's just do it, it'll be fun. And they like rent a car from one of the workers there who, kind of is on the side because you're not supposed to leave this resort at all.
Hmm.
So they're going to this kind of like little beach, have like picnic, drinks, and all that, and like they all get fucking plastered. And so they're getting plastered, and one of the scenes that I don't know if this is what you're excited to talk about, but
Wow.
James was excited, I can tell you that.
Fucking right.
Um, he goes to take a pee, like any drunk person does,
Hmm.
and the camera's on him. You see someone come from behind him, and he's like, thinks it's M, so he's like, "Oh, I'll be done soon." but then it's Gabby just reaches behind him and just starts jerking him off. And
You see everything.
in this version, you do. In the theater version, you don't.
I didn't think so.
So yeah, in the theater version, she's doing her thing and he finishes, and in the theater, you see his fucking jizz and sperm just drop on the ground. And in this, caught me way off guard because you see the whole thing. Like the camera is like, this is his dick. The camera's like right here.
Yeah.
At the side, like you see her hand going back and forth, and then like cuts away again. Then like it goes back, and you see him just fucking finish.
Jizz all
like,
over the place.
Jizz all over the place, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It kind of took me out of it a little bit, to be honest. But like that was really the only thing I noticed different in the whole movie.
See, I thought I assumed this scene, and then like there's an orgy scene later on, and I figured maybe they would have extended that a little bit more.
I think it was a little bit extended, but from how to remember in the theater, it was still pretty fucked up.
Because there's some intense fucking pornography during that.
There is
that orgy scene. Like we see fingers going in vaginas. There's fucking girl on girl, guy on girl, guy on guy. Like one dude's fucking being a cuck in the corner and jerking off to someone else getting fucked, and it's like, holy shit, man. It is insane.
There's a lot happening. So that happens. Very weird. They're all very drunk. It's nighttime now. They make James drive back, which I don't know.
Well, James offered to drive.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, because Albin was like, he's like, where's my keys? And he's like stumbling all over the place. And then James obviously got sobered up from his hand job, and he's like, oh, I'm good to drive.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know if they set it up to make Albin super drunk so that James would be the one driving.
Yeah. I don't think so, because at the end, Gabby says that whole thing, like, you're so fucking stupid. Like,
yeah, that's true.
We didn't even have to do that. You just did it on yourself because you're so dumb, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Because I wrote that down too, like during this, like, so they drive, the lights start not working, and he hits someone and kills them. And I was like, did they like set this all up? But then at the end, like Gabby says that there's just like kind of a miracle, the
stars all aligned.
Yeah. So they kill this guy, and then Gabby and Albin, they're like, oh, we can't call the police because like they'll kill us, pretty much, like rape us, whatever. So they get back to the resort. They get back into the resort, and then the next morning, the cops knock at the door, and James is being arrested.
Yeah. So do you think they turned him in? Like, how did they?
Well,
I guess if they returned the car.
They might have, but then they returned the car, and then the guy that returned or lent on the car is it Thresh? He's actually cousins or uncle to the main cop. So like they kind of have the connection there. So it might have just like happened like naturally.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's arrested. They like have him stripped down to this gown, and then he's like interviewing him, and the like cop asks James like, hey, or whenever I ask you if Thresh rented you the car, you're gonna say no. And James is like, well, what's that gonna change for me? And guy's like, nothing, but it'll just really mean a lot to me. So James lies, and they say that they stole the car, and then he says that M like totally agreed with everything and kind of like didn't really try to protect James. Like she basically just like said, yeah, he hit the farmer. And then he's like going on, and he's like, basically, since you killed someone, the eldest son of the person you killed gets to kill you.
Yeah.
And James is like, well, what the fuck? Like, So I not get trial anything? And he's like, no, but we do have this saying. I forget what it's called in, right? Like the whole word down, but it's
Mhm.
like basically a body double procedure that
It's like a full
they
cloning procedure.
that the country or town, whatever, has set up as part of a tourism initiative, basically.
Mhm.
And he's like, for a fee, you can do this cloning process, and we may or may not kill you, you know, which is like kind of the whole fucked up thing about this movie.
Yeah.
Um, so he obviously gets it done. How much do you think it is?
That was the question I was going to ask you. I'm thinking like minimum $10,000.
Mm, yeah,
What were
yeah.
you thinking?
Maybe not that high, maybe like five.
Okay. I'm thinking like the whole process, like this is a pretty fucking crazy thing that they're able to
Yeah.
do,
I mean, they
right?
have to make it they have to make it cheap enough where people can actually afford to do it.
See, that's where
But it's also a resort. So maybe I don't know.
this is where I disagree with that. I
I was
don't
gonna say I was gonna say that they're picking specific people, but I don't think they are, because like I don't know, man. Because the group that they're with, it seems like they just do it fucking to random people, right?
yeah. So I think that this is a very expensive resort. They know that the people there are wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
or they wouldn't be at this resort. I think kind of it's almost like their way of giving the rich even more power.
Mm.
Because like one of the things I was talking about with Erica, like this really shows the capabilities of certain humans whenever the whole fear of consequence goes out the door.
It's exactly like the Purge almost.
Exactly. And that's what I compared it to, right? Like with
Mm-hmm.
her is like it's like this rich person purge. They can go to this place, they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't need to worry about it. And I
Yeah.
think rich people, it's almost sort of like a hostel sort of thing too, right?
Mm-hmm.
They pay this fee, they can either watch or do these sadistic things to people and get away with it.
Yeah.
And I think this is a very like rich person resort.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're trying to lower the fee in order to give more people the opportunity to. I think that this resort is tailored to these
Mm.
types of people.
Right.
Because I mean, like, I don't know, like for me personally,
Yeah.
morally, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't care if there's like a fear of consequence or not. But you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't. I
but
don't
like
mean in James's instance. I mean like Gabby and Albin's, where like they go and they seek out this shit.
yeah.
Like, if I'm James, yeah, okay, I'm gonna pay the fee so I don't get killed.
Yeah, but at a certain point, I think James starts to turn into that.
Oh, he
Or
does. Absolutely.
or at least one of the versions that he cloned or gets cloned.
That's another thing that I wanted to bring up too. Do you think that the real James died and the rest of the movie is one of the clones? Because you start to see him, like how you just mentioned, like progressively throughout the movie, like he starts to really get on board with this shit.
I think during this watch, um, I think that there was multiple Jameses in the end.
Okay. Well, they did clone him without his knowledge
A
at
few
one
times,
point.
and I kind of have questions about that, like how, like,
Yeah. How do you
or
get
they
him
just
into
like,
that?
or they just cloned one and then just like took that one and cloned him, right?
Maybe they cloned a clone, and that's how they ended up getting this rabid dog version of him
That's
that's at
what I
the
was
end.
thinking. Yeah. So at some point near the end, the cop has to be in on it, right?
Mhm.
Because they pretend that they kidnapped the cop for James, and then it
Mhm.
turns out that it was just another clone of James. So they're
Yeah.
just like further like fucking with him and screwing his mind into fucking oblivion.
Yeah, because he's the one who like beat the shit out of and pissed all over this cop that he thought was a cop, but it was actually him.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard.
So much gets
I think the real James did die.
yeah.
Um, but like the way Brandon like throws all this stuff at you, like even in the interview process, whenever the cop tells him like your clone will remember everything you did, he will feel the same emotions that you do.
Mhm.
So whenever he's getting killed, he's yelling at M like, M, help me. Like
Mhm.
a part of that makes you think like that's the real one, real
Yeah.
James. And I kind of do think that that was the real James.
Yeah. And like this one too, like this first death of James that we see, whether it's him or whether it's his clone, that because like everybody's sitting around in this like podium sort of thing.
It's fucked up, man. I don't know if I'd be able to watch
No,
myself get
like,
killed like that.
yeah, it's fucking wild. And everybody's like kind of cheering except for James
Yeah.
and M.
This time they are,
This
but
this this first time, like
yeah.
it's like James is very like sullen and he's like kind
Mhm.
of like trying to wrap his mind around what's going on. But then in everyone after that, like it's like they just finished fucking watching the best movie that they've ever seen in their life at the theater.
It's
Like
fucked.
they're all like fucking cheering and like
Yeah.
hooting and
Yeah.
hollering and just having a great time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this time is the time where James dies and like his
Mhm.
clone's in the stands and he's kind of like he's I don't know, he's like a new clone, so maybe
Yeah.
he's just not fully processed or what. I don't fucking know. I don't know how the
Yeah.
whole cloning thing goes on, but
hmm And then like after he gets to take home the ashes of
hmm,
his
which
uh
is also
former
so
self,
fucked up, man.
and then like by the end of it, he has like fucking 4 or 5
Yeah,
vases, and it's like, okay, like why would the real one really take home all of those? Like why keep them? I don't
that's
know.
true.
But yeah.
There's a
I
lot of
feel
like a lot of this is open to interpretation.
that's what I was about to say. I feel like there's no real right answer for
Mhm,
this movie,
mhm.
unless it's Brandon Cronenberg that says it, but
Maybe he doesn't even know.
which I hope he never really reveals, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But what do you think of the kind of the making of his clone?
Like how they lay in the pool.
Yeah, like that whole sequence.
I don't know. It's really cool, but like I don't understand what exactly is happening. Like I don't understand how this
Mhm.
process happens.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. Um, a lot of like weird, trippy
Mhm.
camera work and colors that Brandon does, which I really like.
Yeah,
Um,
you wouldn't want to be epileptic watching this movie.
definitely not. Definitely not.
Watch
But
it
yeah, I
on
liked it.
mushrooms.
Like, he's like all naked and they fucking put this like giant plastic thing and like just the way he looks is so freaky. And then she's just like, put your hands up like this, and he's like,
Yeah,
and can't move. Yeah.
it's like that. There's a game. It's like a family fun game, and you have to put that thing in your mouth and try and say
Oh yeah, yeah,
sentences. It's like
yeah,
one of those.
yeah. But yeah, the way he gets killed, like he's tied to this post, and then he has like a shirt on, but his stomach's cut out, and then like this kid comes up and then just starts fucking stabbing the shit out of him. It's pretty brutal.
And like, what a fucked up law, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get the whole eye for an eye thing, but like, this kid's what, 10, 12?
Yeah.
And it's just like nothing for them. Like, yeah, okay, you're gonna kill this guy now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
talk about fucking trauma for the rest of this kid's life.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Although he did seem to enjoy it.
He did. By the end of it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one question I have that I still don't know after watching it twice. What's with the little two black paint dots on everyone's face?
It's part of the ceremony that's going on during this time period whenever they're down there.
Yeah, but everybody had them.
Yeah.
Not even there, like built at the resort. At the beginning, whenever they have the masks and they're about to
Yeah.
play the band, he grabs the paint and puts it on one of the people sitting down. And then the cops at the station, they also had the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's like how Mexico, let's just say, has the Day of the Dead. Like, I think it's something like that. Like, it's tradition in this town or whatever for like this not holiday, but like festival.
Okay.
So I think it's part of that. Speaking of those masks,
Yeah.
if I'm sitting down to eat breakfast and those motherfuckers are standing in front of me, I'm going back up to my room, dude. Like, those
Yeah.
masks are so scary.
They were.
And like, whenever I first saw the trailer for this movie, like they show flashes of those masks, and like I thought like this was going to be like a full-on body horror movie, and those were like actual people. But like these masks are fucking nuts, dude. It's like insane, like body modification type shit all over their face, and it's like like scar tissue everywhere. But it's like, what are these masks supposed to represent?
Yeah. I just thought of something that I didn't really think of. Might be a possibility. Do you think M is in on it?
You can fuck, maybe.
Because he loses his passport, then and near the end of the movie, he finds it hidden under the sink in their hotel room.
I thought he hid it there.
Oh, you think he did it himself?
Yeah, I thought
like a cloned version of him?
No, like I thought he wanted to stay. And like so he hid his passport and like used that as the excuse.
Oh, I didn't see him hide the passport.
I don't know if I'm not saying that I saw it happen. I just thought like that was just kind of my interpretation.
Oh, so you think he hid his passport on purpose so he could stay?
Yeah, because he seems to be having a great fucking time. But I mean, maybe at this point it is the clone.
Yeah. But do you think there's a possibility that M hid the passport and used that as a way to get him out of her life? Because basically he's living off of her, right? She even says at the dinner at the beginning that he wrote one shitty book basically, and he married rich.
Yeah, because Gabby says to him like, what do you do for, or Albin I think says to him like, what do you do for money?
Yeah.
And M speaks up. She's like, oh yeah, he married rich. And like she plays it off as a joke, but like at the same time, like, yeah, he's definitely riding her coattails. He's not doing anything.
And then at the beginning of the movie, like when they sit down for breakfast, they don't really talk that much. And she asks, like, having to go to the beach early. Can I go? And he's like, yeah. And they kind of split off there too, right?
Yeah, you can tell that I don't think either one of them have like strong feelings for the other one.
No.
Anymore. I think he's like getting pressure from her to write more books and make more money, whereas she's pissed off because she's got to fucking foot the bill for everything. Like she obviously paid for this fucking vacation. She likely paid for the cloning process. Like, but I mean, if she wanted to keep him there, why would she pay for this cloning process? Like, just have him killed. Let him die.
Well, he took the money out, so I guess it's probably both there.
Yeah, they're married. They could have a joint account, right?
Yeah. So you think it could be either or then?
Yeah, it's a good question though, because I could definitely see her doing this.
Yeah.
But I also think that he was having a great time. Like he's finally, because he seems like he's almost like a recluse. Like he's very, like same with them. Like he's very withdrawn at the beginning, very quiet, probably not happy with the way that his life has turned out.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's got this fan who he's likely never had this before because he wrote one shitty book. and he's in with like these rich people. Like one of them's a doctor, she's an actress. Albin, I can't remember what he said he did, but like he's got money.
Yeah.
They all have money. So like
Hmm.
he's almost like, fuck, like I have status now.
Yeah. Maybe M knew about this place too. That's why
Maybe.
she took him there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So you find out so they can't leave yet. Well, M will leave eventually. Um, Albin meets up with him and he says that he's done the cloning before too. And he takes James to meet other people in the resort who are like them and have done the cloning and stuff like that. So he gets there, he's kind of like chatting about the whole thing, and one of the guys says, like, hey, my brother or something works for the government or something like that, and he can probably get you your passport back, but I want you to help us play a game.
Mm-hmm.
So James agrees, and they pretty much go to break into, I don't know if it's someone they know, but they steal the masks that you're talking about, and they go to this guy's house and break in and pretty much like tie him up. The guy has his dick out, banging some broads, and then just chaos ensues and people start shooting. Gabby's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of this whole sequence?
Oh, it's just fucking pure chaos, man. Like there's so much going on. And it really opens your eyes to what these people are capable of.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they just chose this house at random or if this was like a directed attack on
Yeah.
someone who's like specific to them. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, man, it's brutal. They line them up. There's three of them. I think one a maid because she was fully clothed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And then there's like this fat rich guy and then this like good looking woman that he was banging.
Mm-hmm.
And they line them up and it's like almost execution style.
Yeah.
And they're like just fucking with them for like probably like a solid 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then James is holding the gun up to the back of the guy's head, and then he's like not shooting, and he's kind of contemplating it, but at the same time he's having some reservations
Yeah.
because he has that moral,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, push and pull, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Gabby comes up and she like kind of holds her hand over the gun with him, and she's like, "It could be so easy."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally she grabs the gun, and you think she's gonna kill the guy, but then some other random person just starts firing at them. I don't know
Yeah.
who that guy was.
Someone else that was in the house that they didn't find, I
Like
think.
security, maybe. I don't know
Maybe
who it
shows
was.
up, starts shooting. Uh Albin gets shot in the leg. The one girl on the floor gets shot in the back, and like the bullet hole that went in, like the effects on it was great. Like you just
Oh
see this
yeah.
fucking hole and blood starts pouring out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking brutal scene, man.
Yeah.
So they run back to like James's place to try and get Albin patched up, and
Mm-hmm.
then it
M's
cuts to
still
like
there.
I'm still there. Yeah. Then it cuts to like the next morning, and they're all in their like white gowns at the jail station and like that. And then like this is kind of where like it took a turn a bit. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it did before too, but I don't know. At this point, it's like you kind of like thinking like who is who and like what's what, like what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all there, and like the cops come in, and he's like, "So, I mean, you guys think that you can just keep taking advantage of this and whatever?" And he's like, "Maybe we should set the bar or whatever he says."
Mm-hmm.
And then he like stands him up and takes him in to get executed. And like it doesn't show a cloning process at all. Like they're in the gowns to where they're gonna do the process.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, "Oh, well, we'll just kill you." So like they take him out, they have like all these boxes, and all the people, they're like acting like they're actually scared, right? Like James gets up and tries to run away, and then he has
Mm-hmm.
getting his throat slit, and then everyone else does too. And all of a sudden you hear like clapping and laughing, and the camera pans over, and there's a whole fucking group there, and like they're all like, oh, James, you were brilliant. And
Yeah.
like, oh
James is
man,
so happy.
he's happy. He's like fucked up. Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I think that this resort is tailored for these types of people, like,
Mhm.
or this town, anyways, this area, because like Gabby and Albin and all their friends, like this is like multiple times they've come to this resort. You would
Yeah.
think that the police would start to recognize them. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the police do know them.
But that's what I mean. Like at some point, like let's just say that this resort wasn't tailored for this, and like this is just
Oh.
uh like I don't know, they're giving them like a one-off sort of thing. Like, yeah, you can do this
Mhm.
once and you can
Yeah.
pay and we won't kill you.
Yeah.
But like these are repeat offenders year after
Mhm.
year after year. So like is this a means for like the town to get rich? Like
Yeah.
it's like a big tourist attraction, right? Like
Yeah.
you go down to Cuba or Mexico or something, you have excursions, you go on these catamaran fucking
Mhm.
fishing trips and shit. This place, the excursion is pay $10,000, get cloned, kill whoever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So like the resort has to be in on it. The town has to be in on it.
Yeah, it's the way
Well,
they make money, bring in money, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh yeah. So they get back to James's. Well, James gets back and M's gone. And James has all these urns there. And did you notice that they're all color coded?
I thought they were all just black, like black
No,
urns.
they are, but at the bottom they all have different colored reins.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Or at least there was like a yellow one. I think there's a blue one.
I hmm. Maybe I did notice that. I just like didn't really think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. So I wonder if it's like different versions of James.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, and so Gabby comes up, and I think this is where she shows him that weird like drug that they
Mm-hmm.
like inhale,
Yeah.
and then we get the wild ass orgy. Um, at one point, there's like a fucking close up of a nipple. It looked like there was like pus coming out of it,
This is
and
the
a
one
guy's like
part.
sucking it out. I was like, ew, what the
Oh man,
fuck?
it's so nasty. It like grows, and then as it's growing,
Yeah.
like the shit like starts coming out of it. It's like,
Oh,
oh fuck, man, it's gross.
yeah.
And like I said before, like you see like every sexual act that you
Hmm.
can fucking think of. There's like close-ups of penises and like masturbation, and then um uh what was it? Oh, and then at the end, like you see this pair of legs open up and it's a vagina, and then this
Hmm.
dick just comes out of it. Like fucking shoots right out of it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. It's trippy. It lasts like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's very long.
It's very long.
Like uncomfortably long.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't know exactly what the drug is, but they really only like do it to James for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Then like the next morning at breakfast, James is like acting even more weirder. He's like looking not great. Like his
Mm-hmm.
hair is like thinning out. He's fucking just eating like grape jelly at the table, like flinging it at this guy. Like, I don't know what is happening, but they're all laughing at him, right?
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah.
What?
I'm just thinking like if they keep cloning the clone,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to compare it to inbreeding, but it's almost like inbreeding, right? Like the more you do
Yeah.
it, what movie did we was it Wrong Turn? Yeah, it was Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn 2, where they're all
Mhm.
fucked up, like super
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And the father says like, "Oh yeah, like he had sex with his kid and then the kid had sex with his
Mhm.
kid, and like the further down the line you go, the more fucked up they get, and this is what you end up with." So it's
Yeah.
almost like this cloning process. Like if they're cloning the clone and
Mhm.
continuously cloning the clone, like
Yeah.
eventually it's just going to get more and more fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, like next James, they convince him that Thresh the cop it has his passport and is stopping him from leaving. And
Mhm.
Gabby says, like, with his people, you have to, grow some balls and show them that you're like a man, basically.
Yeah.
So they come up with this plan where they're going to kidnap the cop, and just James is going to fuck with them to get the passport back.
Yeah.
So he thinks that they kidnapped the cop. This is where like James is looking like really rough. Like his hair's like thinned out. Like he's not looking good.
Yeah.
He has like a bag over his head. They're like, he's like punching him, and then he starts like peeing on him, and other people start peeing on him. And then they pull the bag off, and it's a fucking clone of James. And they're all like laughing and stuff, and James gets mad and leaves.
Yeah.
And it's like fucked up.
Yeah. And Gabby's like, "Oh, come on, James, you can't be that mad."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would be.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
This is where he goes back up to his apartment, and he
Mhm.
finds or gets his passport.
Yeah. I don't think he packs his shit, but he tries to leave. Like he gets on the bus,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
the shuttle bus to go back to the airport kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's on the bus, and he's on the bus, and
And
Gabby
the two cars.
James. Oh, Jamie boy. So
Perfect.
goddamn annoying, but so fucking good.
Yeah.
I loved Mia Goth in these last scenes.
Mhm.
I thought she was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
No, I loved it too. And yeah, it's super annoying, but like it's not her. It's just that's the way she was supposed to be acting. And like just
Yeah.
fucking batshit crazy. And she's like pointing the gun at the bus, and she's saying something, people on the bus, like, and she starts describing James, like,
Yeah, she's like, give me James W whatever, or I'm gonna come on the bus and start shooting.
yeah.
And then like James comes off, and she's like, oh, there's my Jamie boy. Hi. Like just super fucking crazy. And then
This is when she
they
starts ripping his fucking life apart.
they make him like start walking in front of the car.
Mhm.
She is on the hood
I love
with a
this.
fucking bucket of chicken, drinking wine, and
Yeah.
I want that poster so goddamn bad.
It's so good, man.
And
Like she's just having a full on picnic on the hood of this car while
and
it's
she
driving.
just, like ripping James apart, like basically telling him like the whole story, like, you know, you're such a pathetic fucking loser, like no one likes your book. She's like, we picked you up from the start, but you're just so fucking dumb that you got yourself in trouble. She's like, we're gonna have to like make you get yourself in trouble, but like you're so dumb that you did it yourself, like just ripping him.
Yeah.
And then she
And
says,
she,
oh, go ahead.
I think you're about to say what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
she's like, I got a review for you of your book, and she's like reading like a review of his book.
Mhm.
And then she like is like hammered, and she like drops her wine, and she's like, oh no. And then James like starts fighting with her, trying to get the gun, and everyone comes to the car, and they're like, oh no, James, and like just like not doing anything, just like
Mhm.
like I don't know, man. There's just like they're like way up here, and James is like just way down here.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely see themselves as being superior to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he ends up taking off running, and then he runs into this like very sparse forest kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Gabby just starts shooting the gun, and finally she hits him in the leg.
Yeah.
And then he ends up crawling, and he finds this farm.
Yeah.
Was the farm the same? Like, was it the farmer's farm that they killed?
Yeah, it was, because remember
Yeah.
the sun shows up.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that was him, but I wasn't 100%
Well, actually,
sure.
I don't even know if that actually happened, right?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Like, because he wakes up, and then the sun that killed him before is there,
Mhm.
but then there's like I don't know if James is just like dreaming, but like he starts dreaming about ripping the son's head in two, and like there's all this
Oh
trippy shit
yeah.
happening. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe it is all just a hallucination.
Yeah. But he gets outside, it's dark now, and all of them are there with their fucking lights up, and then Gabby comes out and she's like has a dog version of James, and I was just like, how are they getting all of these doubles? Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Mhm.
Like, what do you
Maybe
think?
like maybe like whenever they clone him once, they clone him twice at the same time.
But he
If that's
has to know
possible.
that they're doing it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Unless like maybe whenever they're doing the cloning process, uh Gabby and all them are like paying the cops extra to make extra doubles of them, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Like if they duplicate it twice rather than once.
Right. Right.
I don't
uh
know. Or unless like he gets so fucked up off this hallucinogen that he doesn't even realize that it's happening.
yeah, yeah. And James has a gun, and
Mhm.
then he throws it, I think, right?
Yes.
So the yeah, he throws the gun, and he's just like, fetch. And the dog version of him, he doesn't fucking run, goes and
Mhm.
attacks him, and they have this fight, and then they're fucking like ripping each other's flesh off, like biting them, and then James ends up killing the dog version of
Mhm.
himself. And
Not
then how? Huh?
we're not gonna skip over how he kills him, are we?
I'll go ahead.
Gets on top of him and he just starts punching him in the face
Oh yeah, yeah.
to the point where there's nothing left of its face.
Mm-mm.
Like, and it's like every punch that he throws, it does like a close up of the face, and like you can
Yeah,
eventually see the flesh like start to break off of his skull, and then like you see like the
yeah,
bones just like collapsing under his fists, and like his
yeah,
eye starts to like fucking pop out of its socket. It's fucking nasty, man.
yeah.
This
Well,
is like
that's kind of the same as the farmer you hit, right?
yeah, actually
Because
that was disgusting
it
too.
kind of does like a close up of his skull, and like his face is all caved in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are like the only two instances of body horror that we really see in this movie.
yeah, yeah.
And then Gabby is so proud of him that
Mhm.
she pulls her boob out and starts breastfeeding him.
So weird.
I don't understand this
Me
at
either.
all.
I don't either.
I read online that it's like it's further showing her control over him, or like
Yeah,
her hold that she has on him.
I mean that makes sense.
It does, but at the same time, it's like this is just a really
Yeah,
weird,
too far.
yeah. Because like she takes the blood off of his fist and like rubs it on her boob and then starts to breastfeed him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very
So
weird.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, then it just cuts to like the next day, and they're all at the airport, or they're on the bus, and
Mhm.
James is in the back, and all of them are around him, and they're just like talking like normal, like, oh, when
Yeah.
I get home, I'm gonna be so bored, and talking about like normal day-to-day stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then they get to the airport, and um they're about to leave, and then like James looks at his passport, I think,
Mhm.
or his boarding pass, and then it just cuts to him back to the resort. All the rain is coming because it's like the rain season, so it's closed down.
Mhm.
But then you see James outside on the beach on one of the chairs.
Mhm.
So what was your take on that?
I think this is one of the clones.
Yeah, that's on my first viewing. I thought James just like maybe if you looked at his boarding pass, maybe like I thought maybe he just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay here
Mhm.
because I don't have anything else really.
Because
But
he even
then
calls M and leaves a message on M's voicemail,
oh yeah, he does, yeah.
but then like never ends up going home.
No. But yeah, this
So
watch, I think it is multiple Jameses. Like one
mhm.
stays back.
Oh, So you think like the James on the bus actually left and went home,
Yes.
and this is one that was left over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm on board with that. 100%.
So like
Uh,
maybe the one that stayed is the real James that we saw from the beginning is just like maybe I'm addicted to this now and I'm just a part of the resort. I don't know. Maybe the resort does close and maybe that's just like a flashback or something. I don't know.
hmm. Yeah, I like that. Because like I was thinking that like he turned around and went back.
Yeah, that is an option too, but
But is it an option? Because the resort's closed. It's monsoon season. Like, how
mhm.
does he get back there? Does he just walk back? Like, I don't think he's taking
Yeah,
a bus back. There's not going to
no,
be any buses going out there.
yeah.
So yeah, I wonder. Okay.
And I
I like
wonder if
that.
these clones, since they're clones, do they have the same well they can die and have blood like us, but like
Hmm.
do they have to eat? Like are they the exact same? Like probably, but
I would assume
I'm
so.
just kind of talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I mean, we do see him eat throughout
Yeah.
the remainder of the movie,
Yeah.
but is he just eating to keep up appearances? I don't know.
Because if like the resort does close down, like, what does he do? Yeah.
Fish.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
That's yeah, very true. I do like that theory though. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Anything
Yeah.
else they wanted to mention or talk about?
I don't think so. I had the few talking points that I wanted to really dive into, and I think we hit
Mm-hmm.
them all. But
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, just making sure you're done.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Uh, that's the way the bloody jizz splatters
Oh, why? Why'd you say that? This
because of Brandon.
gross. This is an antichrist.
I could have added nipple juice in there too.
Oh, that's even worse. I'll take the bloody jizz.
That
That nipple shit was fucking nasty.
was gross.
Ugh. All right, man. Would you rate this movie?
All right. So for my story, I give it a 7 out of 10. I said in classic Cronenberg fashion, a movie that requires multiple watches to fully get what he's portraying,
Mhm.
even after multiple he may still not really get it. I said it was a fantastic spin on like the clone style movies. Like it's not an original idea, but it is at the same time. I don't know.
Mm,
So yeah. And I thought all the characters were like very interesting and I enjoyed all of them. Like they didn't feel like bad people, but like clearly they were kind of fucked up. But
yeah.
I didn't really feel like there was like a villain in it. Like, okay, maybe Gabby a little bit, but I don't know.
She really does seem to be the ringleader, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then quality gave it a 9 out of 10. I said such a beautiful and weird movie, definitely not for everyone. I thought the cinematography, editing, and camera work were amazing. I thought the acting was really good too. I really like the opening shots of when he gets to the resort at the start and like the way he like spins the camera
Mm,
like around those few shots. I thought was like
yeah.
fucking trippy and mesmerizing and
Hmm.
fantastic.
Yeah. It's kind of showing us
So,
how the world's about to be flipped upside down.
bam, yeah,
Bam.
bam, James.
Give me a camera.
Uh, so yeah, 7 out of 10 and 9 out of 10.
All right. Again, we're very similar. Story, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I said I think after a third watch, this could be an even higher rating, but there's just so much to unpack in this movie. One or two watches isn't going to do it justice. I personally think it was a very original idea. I mean, it does take different pieces of other movies,
Mhm.
like the whole cloning process, the whole purge sort of thing. But like to mix it all together and make it what it is, I thought it was like
Yeah.
it was original. Like it's Cronenberg,
Yeah,
man.
I
Like
can get behind that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like it's just every movie that these guys do, like it's just something original.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think Cronenberg did a fantastic job of taking his idea and putting it on screen. But I did feel like I wanted some more closure at the end of the movie. But after our discussion, I really, really like your theory, and I'm kind of really on board for it. But I said we're left with multiple different possibilities of what it could mean. And I think it's a great representation of how humans can react when they don't have the fear of consequences for their actions, and it gives them a false sense of power.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so and quality, I gave it a 9 out of 10 as well.
Nice.
I said I love so much about this movie after a second watch, but there are still a couple of things that bothered me. The euphoric type scenes like were way too long for me. Like that orgy scene,
Yeah.
I'm all for watching an orgy, but I mean, like it was just, it was just uncomfortably long.
Hmm.
Um, and like I mentioned before, I went into this thinking it was going to be more body horror, but like it's not a negative thing. It's not really what I expected. Like I was expecting a hell of a
Right.
lot more body horror
Yeah.
than what we were given. All the performances were great, but as always, Mia Goth, she was incredible. Even when she's not acting crazy or doing anything of the ordinary, she was fantastic as she always is.
Yeah.
And I second your thoughts on the cinematography, the score, and all that shit. So yeah,
Nice.
8 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10 for me.
Very nice.
All right. You guys know our scores. Let's head on over to Rotten Tomatoes and see what they've scored it. This is a new movie, so we also have the audience consensus.
All right.
But yeah, starting off the critics' consensus. Turbulent waters, even for strong swimmers, Infinity Pool provides a visceral, all-inclusive retreat to Cronenbergian perversion for those wanting to escape commercial sundries. So based off that, what do you think the critics scored it?
Let's say like an 83.
88.
Okay.
So pretty well received by the critics. That's on 195 reviews and an average score of 7.1 out of 10.
Hmm.
Now, the real shit kicker. The audience. Infinity Pool is definitely a wild time, but when it's trying to be scary or provocative, it's often just confusing.
Mm.
The audience scored it a 51%.
Yeah, I had a feeling there's gonna be something like that.
It's just like crazy though. Like that's
I know.
way too low.
Yeah.
But that's also only on two. I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes is weird now. So it's on 250 verified ratings,
Yeah.
and an average score of 3 out of 5 or a
Hmm.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're just letting any Joe Blow kind of review it anymore.
No.
It's
No.
verified.
Yeah. Also, we didn't really talk about the name of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
of where it came from. They do actually kind of say where like Infinity Pool came in.
Mm-hmm.
Albin, he is like a construction worker or a pool builder or something like that. So like at this resort, he was building an infinity pool, and one of the glass sides like fell off or something and
Mm-hmm.
killed two people down below. So obviously he was held accountable for it. And then this is where they realized about this cloning process.
Mm-hmm.
And also Infinity Pool, like it's never ending, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I like it a lot. It's a very cool name.
Yeah.
All right. What's Letterbox look like?
So Letterboxd has an average of 3.3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a 4. Yusel give it a 4. Erica gave it a 3 from Horror Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Our buddy Slashing Captain gave it a 3.5. Jensen from the Fright Crew gave it a 3.5, and Anthony from Porcelain Peak also gave it a 3.5.
Anthony surprises me.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a movie that would be right up his alley.
yeah,
Jensen too, actually.
yeah.
surprises me quite a bit. But maybe that's just off of first watch. Maybe if they do what we did and give it a second watch,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe it'll bump it up. Because like I said at the start of this episode, like after my first watch, man, like I
Mhm.
didn't have any real positive feelings towards this at
Do you
all.
think Erica will watch it again?
Yeah, she has already
Okay.
said that she really wants to.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, again, like this is such a complex movie with so many open-ended possibilities. I think,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like the Matrix, right? Like you're gonna watch it 100 times and still be confused as fuck.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's definitely worthy of rewatches.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, ready for the scare section?
Yes, sir.
I just realized it. I just realized I didn't pick a movie for next week. Hmm. Anyways, I'll think of one. All right. What'd you give for a scare rating?
Scare rating. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Just some of the body horror and those grotesque scenes are kind of fucked up, and also like I don't know, like shit like this could happen. You never fucking know these days.
Very true.
So yeah, 4 out of 10. Scariest scene. That one's kind of tough. I'll say like the masks, I guess, like
Mhm.
whenever they break into the people's house and like just like James's mask is like kind of like a pig.
Mhm.
It's really weird and yeah, I guess I'll go with that. And then would I survive? I think so because I think physically I would survive, but mentally I would not. I think I'd
Oh,
be checked out after that.
good answer. I like
Yeah.
that.
How
All
about
right.
you?
My scare rating, I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I said the masks that we see are absolutely terrifying. And like when I first watched the trailer, I've already talked about this. Like I thought that was actually the people's faces. Um,
Hmm.
there's also like a real life horror element with this one. Like as you
Yeah.
mentioned, like this could happen. Like
Hmm.
there's fucked up people out there. There's fucked up organizations.
Yeah.
Like very much could happen.
Yeah.
Like, rich people are fucked, man. Scary scene. I also said the masks. They're so well done and creepy as fuck. If I was at that resort, like I wouldn't want any part of those fucking things being around me. Would I survive? I said it depends on who I am. Like
Okay.
if I'm one of the main characters, like yeah, I'm gonna survive because I'm just gonna keep getting fucking cloned.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I have to fight off 6 of these crazy bastards, like or 5 of them, I guess, because M's not there, but
Hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to fight them off.
Yeah. That's a good answer.
Yeah. I like yours mentally. Wouldn't be able to mentally survive it.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, man.
yeah. Well, we toyed around with an idea for a theme. I don't know. We didn't really solidify it or not
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah. If
for April.
you want.
Do you want?
Yeah, sure. I'm down
Yeah.
for yeah.
All right. All right. So for April, we're going to be doing movies that make you wet.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a little play on April showers. It's spring. It's rainy season. It's shitty.
Yeah.
So I guess all of our movies are going to be water themed, which leads me to my pick, and I'm going to pick The Shallows.
Are you I mean you can take your time to pick it. Like
No, I want The Shallows.
okay.
That
Okay.
was one of the ones that, like, when I thought about this, that was one of the
Yeah.
ones that I wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. That's the one with Blake Lively, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. All
Cool.
right. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad we did this movie finally.
Yep.
Um, yeah, definitely glad we each got a second. Well, you obviously were going to give it a second rewatch, but I'm glad I was able to get a rewatch of it.
Yeah.
Really changed my thoughts on it, and it's just a classic case of just needing more of it
Mm.
to unlock like your real thoughts on it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
And yeah, I'm just like I keep picturing like how this episode could have went if it was just off that first watch for me, and like
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been able to do it justice, man. Like I would have been shitting all over it probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways. Well, if you guys want to catch us on social media, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Podcast on Elm Street. If you click the link in our bio on Instagram, you'll find links to our TeePublic account where we have our merch. There's also a link to our Patreon account if you wish to support the podcast that way. There's links to our individual Letterboxd accounts, our Discord server, and anywhere that you can listen to us. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Alrighty, we'll talk to you guys next week.
See you later.